Hello everyone, thank you for joining us. Today we are going to practice some crosshatch technique, and to do this, if you have your pencil ready, you might also want to have any kind of sharp pointed pen as we go along. So we will be making a quick sketch, and I'm going to illustrate this point. Let's put in an oval there, just so we have a common sketch. An oval there. Circle, arc, circle, arc, 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 like that. So now we are going to draw a random face. And again, you do not have to exactly put down the pencils like I am, but the idea is more or less the same. To achieve that certain comic or pop culture form, we all use a variety of ideas to get the job done. This is where the rib cage begins. Beyond the under the chest, the wings, if you will, and then the lower part of the torso. Now, the crosshatch would actually help highlight the shadows. So let's imagine that the light is falling in from this side and it's casting a shadow on this end. So wherever you wish to put in, and let's say wherever you have a shape that is standing out, for instance right here, we're going to put in a shadow round about there. This will definitely, the pectoral will definitely cast some sort of shadow, probably all through, but not necessarily. If you have the chest more flat in certain areas than others, you have to show it accordingly. And this is where the light is going to come up and cast a shadow round about there, just before the shoulder. And then there's some striations that you can highlight like that. And then around this area right here, shadow cast in along that shape. Somewhere here, a little bit there, a little bit where the where the tricep should be, the elbow. You can also put in some forearms for details. Similarly right here, just before the chest, and the light is coming inward, so do not be afraid to fill that in. And again, we usually play around, that is the outline, we play around with different ideas when it comes to inks, as they call it, inks, or you could call it putting in the darker shadows or the tones. And then around the cranium right there, it would somewhat fall around about there under the face, and depending on what kind of muscle lines you put in the neck, the shadow will be cast accordingly. Then somewhere around there. Okay, so that is the general idea of throwing in some quick shadows. But then on top of this, you could use, as I said, some cross-hatching. And cross-hatching is best when it is done in the general direction, but sometimes we can even go back and forth for effect, or we can keep it, if it's a straight enough drawing, horizontal as well as we are going along. Let's try the horizontal here and see how it looks. Well, to grab a thinner one there, and then similarly along the neckline here, around the neck muscles, right? If you see here, I have used the horizontal cross hatch. I would normally not do this. I would normally perhaps go a little bit like that, a little bit like that, but I'm trying the horizontal cross hatch right here to see how this stands out. Many artists do try this. It's some hard work put in there, but it does have an effect in certain types of artwork. If you Google, and one comes to mind right now, Brian Bolland. I love his work. Very crisp, very clean, and he not necessarily uses just horizontal cross hatch, but in most of his work you will see that the cross hatching comes across pretty minimally, pretty straight. And again, around this I would normally go at it somewhere like that, and then even use that. But here we are doing the cross hatch again, that is horizontal, and so horizontal throughout. Okay, so here we have it. And then to keep that consistency, let's say that we are putting some extra tone in there. Let us use again horizontal cross hatch throughout, just going down. And normally this is not the way a body is shaded, but we are just giving some additional inks right here to see how this, let's say that he was wearing a costume with a texture and there were some additional highlights showing, so they would normally come around like so. Okay, so yep, that is the general idea. And we started off with a general crosshatch. So again, normally I would just go along the shape and see how it flows. I might go like that just to get in some details going, but with the horizontal crosshatch basically going this way. So it's an interesting practice. In my opinion, it is an interesting practice, and as I said, you should Google the work of the great Brian Boland and see how this minimal crosshatch technique can actually work for you. Again, every artist has his own or her own method of going about this. And let's try this again right here around the chest area. So the light is actually falling through. I should not be shading here, but I want to just use the area to try some. Yep. And then, oh, of course, why not get in some action right here along the abs. The inks would normally be somewhere right around there. But with the minimal crosshatch again, and I'm keeping it horizontal. If I just go like so, and I can veer this in any direction. I could go from here, attach a bit of that over there, and if I go further down into the obliques, yeah, so that is the general idea with the horizontal crosshatch. Normally, of course, the amount of shading I have here, I would have filled this up to make that vacuum and then like gone on down. So but that is, again, we are just practicing, and this is not necessarily accurate in every sense, but we have so this is the general idea of using minimal crosshatch, and we explored the horizontal crosshatch and how it looks. It doesn't look bad. It can actually work for many images of different sizes. Give it a shot, and please keep in touch. Do subscribe. Thank you for watching. Have yourself a wonderful day.